Join me every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday for some MTG Arena content. New episodes featuring Limited, Standard, Brawl, Standard 2022, Jumpstart, whatever we can play. I hope you guys enjoy the video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to OB Plays MTG. Kind of had to take about a week off. I got COVID-19, so it was rough. I'm finally feeling to the point where I can actually sit up long enough and talk long enough with you guys to make a video that isn't as bad as the last one I posted. I was forced and rushed, and I didn't feel like I did a good enough job. So today we're gonna be playing some goblins. Goblin's got a couple tools with the new release of Adventures of the Forgotten Realms and Battle Cry Goblin and Hobgoblin Bandit Lord, and I've been noticing that people are starting to brew and build with this deck again, even in Standard 2022. I mean, I'm not sure how viable it is in Standard, even after rotation. I wouldn't know. We'll just have to see. I mean, blue and green have been so powerful in Standard for the past however long, so, if there's a good red deck, good. I mean, there is one, but it's still, to me, hasn't really hit that level that you want from Mono-Red. It's great when control and, all these big, mid-range strategies are prevalent, but the second it runs into something like Gruul or something that could give you a 6/6, it doesn't really do anything. But anyway, moving on. Key cards are Muxus, Goblin Matron, and what's the other one? Where's the other guy? All these little Goblin Chieftain and Warchief, these little boost guys. I mean, you can win turn 4 with this card. It's kind of crazy. You can also give goblins haste and stuff with it. So Conspicuous Snoop, all these cards, you want to make sure that this deck is full of goblins. When you start adding other crap into it, that's when things get messed up and you're going to end up running into problems with the deck. You can easily cast Muxus on turn 4 and win the game. And if you've played any historic in the past year and a half, you know that. But they got a lot better tools, with Battle Cry Goblin, it's cool. You get tons of goblins on the field with Skirk Prospector, and Phyrexian Tower is used to kind of just give you extra mana to cast your Muxuses. Den of the Bugbear gives you a goblin. Why not throw it in there? Sideboard, Chandra's Defeat, good against other red decks in Historic. Deals 5 damage to target red creature or planeswalker. If that permanent is a Chandra planeswalker, you may discard a card if you do draw a card, which is not really something that we ever really will probably have to worry about. Abrade blows up Digger's Cage. You don't want to sideboard in too much with this deck, because the second you start taking goblins out, the deck gets much weaker. You want to make sure every card you're pulling is a goblin, minus your Shatterskull Smashing, which can kind of remove stuff, and Gempalm Incinerator removes stuff as well, which I believe that came out in one of the historic anthologies. Chandra, just good to have against your Wrath of God decks. You don't want to end up running into stuff if you get Wrath a ton, then this can actually win you the game. Some opponents will get really, really greedy with their Rats. They'll bring in 4 of Wrath of God, 4 of, Day of Judgment or whatever, and and they'll just keep casting Rats. Well, this is gonna beat them down during the process. And if you if you get to the ultimate, it's crazy. I've won games based on just casting 2 spells at that point. Fry kills Teferi. Kills white and blue stuff. Can't really think of anything off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure we'll run into a point where we bring in Fry. Herald's Horn is great against Aether Gust and Memory Lapse, because when they Memory Lapse or Aether Gust your thing, you look at the top card of your library and you're putting it into your hand anyway at the beginning of your upkeep. So when they try and halt up, you're not allowed to do that, or basically game control plans like that. This helps just kind of negate that completely, which I think there's another version of Jeskai Opus going around now that people have been trying even after the Brainstorm suspension. Gempalm Incinerator, just an extra copy for to cycle when you need to blow something up. Goblin Chainwhirler, good against 1/1s and stuff like that. You bring that thing out, it's just strong. Goblin Ringleader, bring that in to, I guess, give you some extra stuff. Goblin Trash Master, destroy target artifacts with goblins. I mean, he handles stuff. Basically, that's the deck. I mean, we're just going to be putting as many goblins onto the field as we can, whenever we can, and turning them sideways and smashing face. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being very patient with me and getting over COVID-19. And do yourselves a favor, go get vaccinated, because I got really lucky, but you might not. So I hope you enjoy the video. Goblins. Playing some goblins, guys. One of the more aggressive aggro decks. One of the more aggressive aggro decks. A conundrum, if you will. We're just going to try and get some really cool stuff going with Muxus, Goblin Grandee, and see if we can get some turn 4 kills. That's kind of the way it goes. Okay. I don't mind this hand. I wish I had more one early stuff. But I don't want to end up mulliganing and not getting land. But we're going to do it anyway. Okay, yeah, this is better. We'll keep. And then, yeah. Off to the races here. Got a turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 play. I wish I would have played that out this turn. We're going to go ahead and play this next turn. And then play a Goblin Warchief. Warchief. Oh, we might just play the Castle Embereth. Okay, that's fine. Smack your face. Removal tribal in this piece. I've been running into it a lot of decks with a removal tribal. Okay, interesting. Well, we can play all of this. We're gonna go ahead and play out the Chieftain, and then we're gonna play this. Probably just attack with these two. Opponent's going to try and draw cards with Edgewell Innkeeper. We're going to leave up Krenko because just in case they remove one of these or both, I don't know. They want to get crazy with it. We can also activate this at the end of their turn. Get a gazillion goblins and then smack in with Castle Embereth. Well, opponent played their land, so... Okay. Activate this, make a gazillion goblins. Opponent's got to answer this board really, really quickly, because I can get around pretty much everything they throw at me except for a board wipe, which I'm not sure if people play Storm's Wrath or anything. Not playing white, so they don't have Deafening Clarion. This deck can win in multiple ways. That's why I like goblins a lot. Even if opponent takes away the Lord, we're not really that upset. Because we have Castle Embereth, so we can pump through a ton of damage here. Opponent has to, yeah, they have to cast something, but even then, yeah, good game. Good game. They don't have enough to block, so GG's. GG's. Moving on. Game 2. I'll be real, I don't really No. I mean, we bring in a Abrade. Take out a Muxus. Probably bring in a Trash Master. And take out another Muxus, just in case we run into a part. I kind of want to bring in a couple of these. Take out a Hobgoblin. Might keep Gempalm Incinerator in there. I'll take out a Wily Goblin. That way we just have some options and some variety in our answers to whatever they could be doing. They're playing blue, so they might bring in some counter spells or Aether Gusts or anything of that sort. Well. Bucky 13 Japan. I appreciate you guys being so patient with me, bro. This is COVID-19 is not a joke. Go get vaccinated. It was a tough time. All right, I think we'll keep this. Got some Snoops. It's such a funny Conspicuous Snoop is such funny artwork. Just like his nose up against the glass. Play this Buggy. Den of the Bugbear. Okay, opponent mold down to 5. Opponent go. Seems like their lands are not panning out the way they'd like them to. Edgewall Innkeeper, that's interesting. I think we're going to play Snoop first. Could run into land troubles as well. Might be an issue. That's okay. People playing some interesting stuff, man. It's very odd to see adventures in Historic. Not saying that there isn't like a reason to play it. It's just it's not as powerful as you'd think it would be, you know? Skirk Prospector is pretty good. I think we're going to drop our second Snoop, though. See what's on top. We might have to Skirk Prospector here soon. Because we're a little mana screwed this game. Over here slamming my head into stuff. We will take 4. That's fine. Play another Battle Cry Goblin. Opponent's just kind of like got removal tribal. There's not much we can do here. Next turn, maybe we got a chance. Really depends on what the opponent plays. They got kind of lucky. They know we've got a land. Yeah, see, this is kind of where things get to the point where we might not be able to come back from this. So, we're just going to move on. Game 2. Or Game 3. Can't really beat a Gold Span Dragon, which is fine. Like, look, man. That card's insane. On the play, this is a wild hand. This is a wild hand. What's your favorite lands, man? I'd have to say, these Zendikar Rising full arts are amazing. And, like, I think I'm going to end up... I'm building an Ilharg the Razebore EDH deck. I love Ilharg. It's like I'm going to build a deck for Arena and show y'all what's up. But I really love the arts for this, and I'm thinking about seeing how much they cost. Get us a Wily Goblin going. Goblin Chieftain probably next turn. We might even, that way we can play a good Krenko. We might actually just play Herald's Horn, set it up. Okay, that's fine. Edgewall Innkeeper. We'll go ahead and, yeah, we're going to play this. Goblins. And then we're going to play this. Interesting. In reality, if this sticks around, it's kind of wild anyway. Like, opponent's going to drop a bunch of these, try and draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to play Chieftain. And then Krenko. And we're going to hold back our attacks here. But Herald's Horn's pretty wild. Opponent's going to probably keep casting adventure creatures to try and balance things out, but we'll see. If we draw a Muxus off the top, that's pretty insane. Like, we could actually do a lot of damage here. Opponent really needs to focus on removing Krenko and these, because if I can start cranking out a ton of goblins, I'm just going to get around what he has anyway. Even with this board state, I'm not even that concerned about Goldspan Dragon here. Opponent wants to get a little frisky and attack, they can, that's fine. We start pumping out goblin tokens, they're in trouble. We're going to play this again. Go ahead and start cranking out more of them. That would be a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Opponent's still going to be taking a ton here. And has to answer stuff right now. Okay. Expressive Iteration. Opponent's got to have, like, Storm's Wrath or something, otherwise they're dead anyway. Pretty much lethal on board, because if I activate Krenko again, they're in huge trouble. Like, massive trouble. That does nothing for them. And that's game, y'all. That's game. Power Goblins, man. Even without a crazy Muxus draw and all that, Krenko Mob Boss can end games. Like, it can absolutely end games. Like, I mean, you guys saw I had it on the field. He tried to Brazen Borrower it. I just activated it, threw Goblins down, casted it again. I mean, I'm not sure what opponent's best move was. Maybe Goblin Chieftain there. But even then, like with Goblin Warchief, I'm still casting it with such a low casting cost. And to just activate Krenko Mob Boss and then all of a sudden you've got 20 power on the board, like there's nothing a deck playing this game plan can do. So, on to the next game. Still rocking Goblins. Man, this deck, it's like so powerful. Like there's so much that you can do with it. I'm like really excited that it's getting its time again in Historic. It was something that I never really played before. Goblins is such a all-in strategy, and I always preferred like the mono-red decks that were like Hazoret based. I've always loved Hazoret the Fervent. I got kind of a crush on that card. I think it's amazing. Just dumping your hand out with burn spells and then ramming up ruins. Okay, this is a good hand. We're going to keep this. This could be interesting. I still haven't played it. Place a Skirk. We do have a Goblin Matron, which is great. We can grab Muxus with that. Hopefully we don't get mana screwed. That'd be rough. A lot of people playing these. Oh, okay. Now we're okay. I think we are going to play Goblin Matron. And we will grab Muxus. Gonna need more mana, but hey. Looks like Sultai something. Sultai ramp out. A lot of people playing ramp strategies. It's such a popular thing, you know. Okay. We're going to go ahead and start smacking in. Get the opponent under pressure. If we can get Krenko down next turn, that's even better. Start to really pressure the opponent. I'm not sure what the plan is here. Probably Goblin. Yeah, Goblin Chieftain. That makes sense. Let's play Goblin Warchief. Oh, whoops. Auto passed on accident. Opponent missed their land drop last turn, which is notable. If this survives, we'll see. I'm kind of curious to see what opponent tries doing here. If this survives and we draw into a land, we're in pretty good shape. Okay. Alright. Got some goblins, bro. No, that would have been nice. I say we cycle. No. I say we drop this. Okay, deals damage. All right, this is a new card. I haven't played with Hobgoblin Bandit Lord yet, so we're going to attempt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can always kill this thing, cycle it out. If we draw into a land, we're in decent shape. That doesn't really bother me either, because we can easily win next turn. Okay. All right. See how this goes. Spin the wheel, baby. Whew, okay. I say we go in. But who am I to judge? Opponent's kind of got to block Muxus or else they're dead, so... I love when like players kind of just go like, "Oh, I don't know this deck," and it's like, "Oh yeah, here's all the power on the board, guys, all the power." Even Coma kind of doesn't really do anything here. Opponent's got to have like Anger of the Gods. That won't even really do anything. Yeah, that's game. Power of Muxus Goblin Grandee, y'all. Okay, I think I'm going to bring in some Herald's Horn. I think we're going to go ahead and go down a couple of these again. Probably bring in one of those. That's about a good plan. That's a good plan. Karma Coma. By the way, I took out Muxus because a lot of people bring in Grafdigger's Cage. And you don't want to be stuck on that plan. This is kind of whack. I think we'll keep this. This is a decent hand. I mean, a lot of 2-drops, no lords, but it's better than nothing. Play this out. We do have a lord. We drew into a lord. I would like to draw a land. That would be the ultimate. Yep, okay, cool. Let's get the Wily going. Okay, Growth Spiral. I keep forgetting that's legal. After everything got like banned, like Uro and all that, I always forget that Growth Spiral is still legal. And those strategies were so powerful for so long. I remember when Nissa and all that was like the thing to do. Like it was just not fun. Standard wasn't fun at that point. Like it was just too much. Okay, Explore. We might just bite the bullet, sacrifice these two, and drop a Goblin Grandee. We'll see. Okay. Changes our plan a little bit, but it's not by too much. We're gonna go ahead and play Warchief. And then next turn we have Muxus if this survives somehow. Trancing Melody is an interesting card. I wonder why they play that. Okay, that's fine too, bro. Nissa isn't a death knell anymore. They've only got one. Yeah, that's fine, dude. If you've only got blue mana up, we're not stressed. There's nothing like Spell Pierce for creatures, so we're gonna go ahead and do the main game. Oh wow. Okay. Go ahead and create a ton of goblins. Yep. That, my friends, is how you win. Just to go back, I mean, this card used to be like when it landed, if you didn't have an answer for it, that was it. That's a wrap. You'd make like a 6/6 Crisis, draw your whole deck, and then you'd have like infinite mana. I love Nissa Who Shakes the World. It's one of my favorite cards. I had it as my phone background for many, like almost like 2 years. I came into Magic with War of the Spark in the format, you know, like, and the card just, it was the menace of Standard when it was in its time. It's so crazy to see how just dropping a card like this, Muxus, will just, look at Krenko. I dropped a Krenko with haste, then next thing you know, I've got 5 Goblin tokens. What's he going to do? There's nothing they can do. Nothing. Let's get to the wrap-up. Well, what's up, guys? Back to the wrap-up. Goblins is a super powerful deck. It still is. It never changed. I mean, obviously, there were some other strategies that kind of came and showed that they were a little bit better. Would I play this now that like Brainstorm is out of the format and like hop into a tournament with this? Absolutely. Like absolutely hop into a tournament. A lot of people are still, there are some people who still run Grafdigger's Cage and all that, but there's so many answers to Grafdigger's Cage, and now with this like Battle Cry Goblin, Hobgoblin like plan, all that, like you can still win. Like and you can see it in the videos. Like you can see pretty much me just, regardless, if the main plan goes down, this deck still has some resiliency. Plays a good mid-range game. It's an incredible early game, as Goblins always is. I would highly recommend crafting it if you're new to the game, if you want a deck that can just do ridiculous things for no reason. And it's a deck that you can have fun with. And like sometimes you have these explosive Muxus Goblin Grandee turns. Like you can just drop 6 goblins, like, or you could whiff. I whiffed in the recordings of these videos. I didn't even keep the video. I was so mad, but I got all lands. Like it was just 6 lands on the top of my library. But you can also have 7 goblins or 6 goblins hop onto the battlefield at once. Everything's got haste. You turn your Krenko sideways, then all of a sudden you've got like 23 goblins attacking in for damage, and they all have +1/+1. So would I recommend you maybe crafting this deck? Absolutely, and it'll be very viable and historic for a long time to come. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be back on normal schedule, getting things back to normal, starting to feel things out again. I'm not sick anymore. Well, I am, but like I'm not sick anymore. Like I said, I appreciate y'all being patient with me through getting this disease, and you know, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.